god! From a blue booster, I just pulled a Sceptile. Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Pokemon Duel. So after that amazing Sceptile pull out of a blue booster, literally it's just where you press blue booster now and you don't expect anything better than you don't even expect rares coming out of them. So I pulled Sceptile, and you know, the last booster I pulled before that was that rainbow booster that had Reshiram in yes, that's 2 EXs in 2 days. And then you'll see a bit later how my theory about maybe the EX rates have increased. The best way of finding that out is through you guys. You know, if I'm feeling it and you guys are also noticing more rare EX pulls, then there's a good chance that they have. So let me know what you guys have been experiencing in terms of pulls from boosters, timed boosters. So let's get into this. We're going to be doing things a little bit differently until my adapter arrives for my SA. Got one, but then it, as you've seen in that clip, it just has blue flashes every now and then. So I'm hoping that's a problem with the adapter, not the phone. I've got an adapter coming, we'll see, check that out. Then we can resume to normal business. So today we're going through 3 matches that were this was after my 13 win streak, which got me into the top 300, and honestly this deck's killing it. All I changed was Trevenant, a 1 MP, to Mew, and now the deck is perfect. And I think, you know, it's a combination of the people I have in this deck, and so we're just going to be going through them, commentating on the games. So first match. So first of all, the new deck is Mew, Leafeon, Moltres Zapdos, Sceptile, Virizion. No changes other than Trevenant. And for me, this deck it is an all-round great deck because it can counter a lot of the things that you're going to come up against. There are some players, some figures that are, you know, I look at and think, oh, damn, I don't like facing them, and you'll see what kind of figures those are. So this was, I think it was a 3-1-7-1. I think this was my match to try and get over the 3,200 threshold. Yeah, probably wouldn't have been enough if I win it. That kind of gives away with the match. It wouldn't have been enough if I win it. Okay, I don't win it. But it was a good match. Honestly, I have to do some shout outs as well, just because these matches were, before we get into it, shout out to these players, because my matches going up into the top 300 were just brilliant. They were really enjoyable, and if we go into gallery, we can shout these guys out, and then we'll get into the gameplay and what was happening there. So, took pictures of everyone that I faced, that I was like, this was a great battle. First of all, this deck, I don't know if you can see it, let me just change to my this deck, this is definitely a bot deck, right? Let's try not to, it's 3 Beedrill, 3 Shuppet, and they're all got 6 chain level on the Beedrills, loads of X accuracies, which means if it hits the miss it shifts to hitting his Twin Needle attack. Yeah, I lost to that deck. You know when you're just trying to play so cautiously? It's like, so you're trying to go too cautious, and then like you just don't initiate battles out of fear or what could come next. I don't know why. I didn't even get Shuppet screwed. I can't remember. I got surrounded for the win. It ended quickly. Anyway, so shout out that guy for, if that's not a bot, for throwing something different in there and actually beating my good deck. Next, shout out this guy on Twitter, R-Cook, actually not Crook, Kook, R-Cook. He came in with a very similar squad, and he is someone that I've seen with, like, I have a lot of chain levels, like too much to be honest. I mean, my Leafeon is chain level 10, but this guy came in with like I think he had me beat on Virizion. Mew had 3 into it, I think, and we just both went at each other, and I just won. You know when you, like, you're 2 turns away from a win and they're 3 turns away from a win and you just get it? It was like one of those matches. Shout out also to Ardu. He was on 3-3-2-5. That was a really good match. He had me surrounded. Yeah, he had me completely, you know, had my entry points covered, and I just took his goal by a Virizion. Virizion swap. Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, so he was a champion. And anybody else to shout out? Joesh, Joesh, Joesh. I don't know. That was a great match. The guy came in with something different. It's Vilus. Okay, two of them got the evolves into Hydreigon, and Draco Meteor was really hard to play against actually. Thankfully, I had obviously 3 yellow discs in the form of Zapdos, Mew, and Sceptile, so it gave me the advantage in that match. But the guy nearly had me beat. So they're just some shout outs that I wanted to do. So let's get into where we are at with this match. So a tough deck for me because it has one of those figures that I was talking about that I don't like facing is Terrakion. He wrecks a lot of my deck in that, you know, it turns, you know, I've got 5 players there with blue dodges which just turn to misses. At 120 it beats all my figures other than Virizion's 40 Grass Knot. I think there's anyway Sceptile could beat it. Sceptile then is, you know, you got reduced odds with that miss. So he's the figure that I don't like to face. But if I get lucky with a Sceptile double, or if he hits his 101 attack sort of justice, then I'm all right usually. Here, going with a dimensional slip. It's the Psycho Boost. I think I got really lucky here, and I switched it and hit the Flame Charge again. Yeah, double Flame Charge. That was lucky. I was fortunate there. And also another figure that I don't like is Rhyperior. Bulldoze, I typically try to use that against them if you can in certain positions, but he used it very well. And I think I went for some risky attacks where I think right now you're about to see a surround fest where his Rhyperior just goes crazy. I kind of like doing this, just commentating. I don't have to like think about the pressure of trying to talk and play, but I'm still gonna lose. Yeah, so let's get into these figures and why I like them. The whole deck, I have like my top 3 figures. That's a beautiful grass whistle there. My top 3 figures would consist of Sceptile, Virizion, and Zapdos, and then below that, yeah, I'd say, you know, I think they're fairly equal though. Maybe Mew a little bit more because he can clutch matches. And I'll tell you why, and you'll actually see why later on. Moltres, Leafeon, and Mew. So let's start with Leafeon. Leafeon, obviously, Grass Whistle is amazing ability. The ability to put an opponent to sleep is great against those white figures. As you saw there, Terrakion, it acted as a dodge. But also, if you use it, when you're in that 4v4 situation, if you put someone to sleep at that point, it's usually the case that they're not going to be able to revive you, to wake their guy up, and you can just make the match 4v3. So I love that Grass Whistle. At one star, I mean, you can make it 2 star if you get the Eevee evolve, but I haven't seen that Eevee evolve been pulled off yet. It would be nice to see that maybe in future turns where it might be more beneficial. Yeah, so here we see the Bulldoze Fest where it's just get wrecked. Yeah, there's the surround, and then I think I go in with the Virizion and get hit with the Bulldoze again. Oh no, not yet. He's coming for me now. It was quite a tense match, and it was a lot of back and forth. At this point, it just completely switched up to his advantage. You know, 5-on-4, but Mew coming in with a risky, but not too risky, because just swap him out and then I get Zapdos on, which I don't really like having Mew on at this point when I've got 4 people left. I like taking my big hitters on the field. But Mew, I'm really enjoying him just against Deoxys, you know. Deoxys' attack is just just wrecks him, just because he's got basically a 75% dodge. The only way he's going out is if you hit psychic, and then he's got a 50% kill if they hit dimensional slip. So no, 50% kill and then 25% dodge, and 25% make him slip. So I really that's where he's actually been a huge help to my squad. But we're not talking about him. We're on Leafeon. Leafeon now got 50 attack at the chain level 10, which means he, there's a lot of people with 50 attack, and it just acts as quite a nice neutral turn sometimes against other Leafeons. It gives me a big advantage. But you'll see, and obviously, like in Steel Wing, add Psychic in Muse. So I often see that pulling off just as a nice cover. Then the dodge means that because it's 3 MP, it's going to be somebody who's going to be in forward motions, forward places, and he acts as that block, like as you have him here. I'm going to have that with against Terrakion, but he's just solid in that state. So that's Leafeon, and not forgetting the secret ability of the ability to pass through grass types, which makes him a nice little extra addition on what is already a good Pokemon, And I think like Leafeon obviously has that advantage when paralyzed. Oh, a lovely Sceptile kill going off there. Very lucky. You see, he's just the best, in my opinion, evolution. Just because he's got that ability just through grass figures, like you have to paralyze for Jolteon, which is a bit harsh. So next up we've got Moltres. Now Moltres is just my solid heavy hitter. 114 I think he's at now, means that he can take on, like Trevenant, he's got him covered. He's got low level Gyarados. You see a lot of Gyarados with a lot of chains into them now, but he just has them covered on that if they do come in with a lower Hyper Beam. You've got that if you ever do go for, I don't have X attack, he's got that option. But he's just a solid heavy hitter, reliable. 61 for the cover. The miss is fairly big on it, it's 8, but it's rare that it comes off. You've got that awesome Soar ability, which just gives you, like at certain moments that you can use that and it makes a huge difference. Ouch. That's got hurt. 50 hitting him. And Roost just for the dodge, also for the ability to heal from status effects, and finally that beastly Flame Charge just makes, I prefer Flame Charge to Thunder Charge just because of that -10. So look, like I can now move my own players just tactically and get him into position. Here's where I messed up. Here it looks like I have the game set. Now I've had a problem here. Right here, like Dimensional Slip, I'm attacking Attack Deoxys all day, and to be honest, I should have attacked him straight away. Then that was where I lost this match for me, because probably had a good chance of him hitting Dimensional Slip. And against these two types had me covered. Literally this setup is the perfect way to explain it. On the left side, you've got Zapdos and Moltres, both flying types, vulnerable to Rock Wreck. I can't move Zapdos, therefore I don't have the counter to it of a gold piece. So Moltres, I felt like I couldn't attack Rhyperior. On the right side, you've got two grass types, and you've got Manipulative. Now I was going for the 110 smash and hoping that I either get knocked out, but Stealth Hit, that was alright for the cover. But the thunder charge that paralysed those two guys made a huge difference, because they're literally where the match was lost. You've got Sceptile's Yellow Disc right here is what is needed against a Manipulative, and because it's gone into a miss, dead. I really just should have. I think the better option would have been to go Moltres on Rhyperior, because the Bulldoze may have actually pulled him out to get me into a position where I could potentially get the surround on Trevenant. Yeah, especially with with Sceptile there, I should have just pushed on for the bulldoze or the 100. Yeah, that's where hindsight's a motherfucker. So this game is almost over because Greninja pulls out. I go back for Moltres, which, like I say, Moltres is my reliable heavy hitter. And Greninja with his yellow disc has odds against Miss and my my Thunder Charge, and here we have it. Now, and recognise he had a hurdle jump, so I had to initiate an attack. Flame Charge against the single Water Shuriken, and that was game. Nice and easy for him. I had him so covered, but good game to him. Good game to Sanchez. He beat me. He beat me bad. And then I later went on to no, it's not after this game. So here we enter the game. My next match against Mr. Gig. And Mr. Gig was rocking a nice deck, 2 into the Mew, 3 into Blaziken, Greninja, 1 into Terrakion, 4 into Zapdos. Had him pipped on the Sceptile though, and he opted for a Magikarp. Now, so these two games, we have been through Moltres and Leafeon. Next up is Mew. So these two games, by the way, will explain why Mew and Sceptile are so great in games and how they are just game clutches, as well as Virizion. But Mew, as I was mentioned there, great counter to Deoxys attack. He is a great counter to all the heavy hitters. People who run just hard hitting decks. Your Zapdos. If you got Sceptile, if he hits over 140, I prefer Sceptile against Mew. I think he's got the better odds. You've got against other 3MP Pokemon who typically have a purple disc. You've got that covered. You've got great advantage against your Swords of Justice with that, especially I like him against Virizion. So he's got a lot of meta Pokemon covered at the moment. So with his Hypersonic, 50 Psychic is a fairly good cover move, against those like Steel Wings, against my Leafeon, if you face somebody like that. But it's his weakness, let's face it, it's his biggest weakness. But then his biggest strength for me and the game clutcher is Shuttle Flip. It is such a good move, and actually at this point Mr. Gig should have Shuttle Flipped. He should have aimed for the Shuttle Flip, and I'm surprised at this point. I thought, oh, what have I done? Because if he moves across with Mew at this moment, attacks my Sceptile with a double chance, if I don't hit my dodge, then he's got 2 chances there at hitting the Shuttle Flip. And if he hits it, it's where 1, 2, 3, 4. He's 4 away from goal, can't move that. But if he attacks my Sceptile, gets that extra 2, boom, he's clutched the match. And I would be annoyed if I'd missed that, because that's where he clutches matches really well. Really great with the chain into 31. I'd put an extra 1 into 30, making it 32. Rather than putting it into the 50. If you've got 3, obviously, then put it into 51. But just because you've got a lot of Mews on 31, and just to have the edge on Mew v Mew. So then we move into the top 3. Now we have Zapdos, Virizion, and Sceptile. And I'm going to talk about my boy first. Zapdos, reliable in terms of over 100 hitter, and with the chain levels that I've got into him, he's 4 chain levels, and I have the Zapdos with a chain level into him, which could make him 6. I'm saving him because I don't feel like I need to put him in. Technically, I do, because there are a lot of Zapdos at level 4 now, and he does face. I do see people with 104, 105 on the regular now, in the higher levels. So he obviously, I love him for the reliable 100 attack, but the fact that it's a yellow attack is just insane, overpowered. Is the best yellow disc in the game without a doubt. And just like Moltres, the Soar ability, which gives me this ability, which I like to do. I don't know if I can't actually remember if Ninja moves forward here. Don't think he does. Or does he? Basically, I like to put him in on the entry point and do the jump over to cover, because they typically counter with something that is they might, like, if I put a Leafy on and they put a Greninja, and then I can hop over, and then I've got Zapdos v Greninja and like protected my Leafy on. Quite like him for that. Like this move. Here we go. Now I initiate battle with him and neutral turn. But what it does there is I also put pressure on the goal, and that I'm one move away from putting pressure on it. And I've got Mew in a nice position, so sets me up quite nicely for an aggressive attack on him. I'll go for it again. Yeah, let's see if we can pull off this time. Boom. Yeah, see, gone. And like, this puts him in a really dangerous position now, because he's got to cover that point, and he needs to cover his Mew. I don't think he does. I think he attacks me with Gyarados. I think this is where the game is won. Sorry, I'm spoiling it for you, but you know, for me, like, you gotta cover that Mew, because it's actually a great. Yeah, this is where he needs to be putting in that shuttle flip into his game, because then he'll spot my shuttle flip. I go for the block now, just because I might as well. And if he does attack and he hits, if he loses or hits a neutral, it gives me a nice run. You know, it's pretty safe to assume that he's going to go Gyarados again. I think he just goes mental with Gyarados, like trying to attack everybody. Yeah, so he's got Sceptile covered all day, other than the stealth hit and yellow on purple disc. Takes me out. So at this point, his Gyarados is absolutely cleaning my squad out, and it looks like this guy's just gunning for the win, unless someone stops him. Could that guy be Zapdos? It is Zapdos. Of course it is. Zapdos against Storm. Come on, Zapdos. Goes for the double chance. Oh, this is pretty harsh on him, to be fair. He does hit Storm against yellow. Bang. And, you know, he's odds on to hit Ivy Beam. Miss. Ouch. And thing is, though, he didn't cover his goal. Massive mistake, because I pulled double chance against Zapdos. All I need to hit here is Sceptile, and I'm on the win. If I lose it, he covers his goal. It's no loss to me. And here I hit my shuttle flip, and that's game. That's game. You know, he had all the pressure, and all of a sudden one defense just got flipped into game for me, and a big win against a 3-109. So that meant I restored some of what was lost in the last game. So now we're going to go into a final game, and where we'll talk about the final few figures. So at this point, I've realised that my Mew wasn't actually, he wasn't level 5, he was level 4. So I had that one miss. So I changed that up to him, and I think I upped Sceptile. Yeah, I made Sceptile 92. So part 2 is here. So in the final game, I'm still pushing for that that post 3,200, and so I just got a booster to open in the form of a gold booster. Get crap from gold boosters, it's uncommon or above, and then so I'm not expecting a bit of rainbow. What? It's like, what? That's three rainbows, what, three X pulls in 3 days. 1, 2, 3 days, I think. 3 days. That's three in 3 days compared to 1 in like 2 months before that. So they for me, it's a big sign that their odds on to have upped it. So let me know what you guys are expecting. So final game. This is going to show off my final figure. We've still got Virizion to talk about. Virizion is just an all-round great Pokemon because he covers everyone pretty much. He has 40 Grass Knot, which covers Mew to some extent, not greatly, but you got that 101 Sword of Justice. So 101, it beats any of those 100 no chain figures. I put one onto him, so he's 102, so he beats any Sword of Justice that don't have a chain level into them. And then you've just got that mighty Virizion swap. You know, it's Typhoon Slash. Virizion swap. Typhoon Slash is just insane. The amount of matches you win, and it's not even about the matches that you win. It's also about the threat that it poses. Because I've seen people just not. I've had people covered on one entry point, and then I go to cover the other entry point with Virizion, and they won't attack the other guy because they know if they do, they leave the guy on the goal completely exposed for a Virizion swap, and yeah, that's where you take a match. See, here's the way I just hate Terrakion when I see him. Puts the fear into me. That huge miss because I put all my into I've put my my boost, my experience level going to level 5. All the extra points I put into the blue. Let me know if you think that's the best thing to do. I wasn't sure about it, whether I should put it into that or whether I put it into Leaf Blade, because Sceptile, you know, so often I pull that blue move that jumps him over. How do I not know that? Stealth hit. So often I hit that it's like, and win matches by it. I felt like it was justified, but I'm not sure. I mean, I might reallocate it. Let me go know what you guys allocate Sceptile into. It would be good to know. So Virizion just has it covered, and the fact that he can pass through any non-flying types gives him the same kind of threat that Zapdos and Moltres pose at times. Maybe less so, obviously, but look at that Mew, glorious, taking out a restaurant. Like, what? Big threat. One of the figures I was talking about that I don't like is Blaziken. He's a killer. He is really, you know, yellow disc, huge 3-star effective attack, and then a huge monster attack at 130. Then evolved 140 from Combusken, and Combusken is a great figure. You know, weak spot kick. I would, if I had a Blaziken, I'd probably put my 28 left, I think, in rare cubes into him to get him to like as close to level 80 attack, because he kills. But that's 70, and now he's got Blaziken, and in this position he's just such a threat. But then this is where we come to my final guy, and just the killer. At this point it looks like I'm in threat, but I'm just like, you know what, I've got some good cover on my goal line, I'm gonna go for it. I go for the stealth hit. He left his goal exposed, he pushed with Blaziken before he had it, and just an easy win. And that's why Sceptile is probably my favorite person. 140 potential at top with no chains into him is huge. And then it's the fact that also it can be 90, so sometimes that pulls off against your Mew. I like that. You know, you're 30, it's a yellow attack, and that disc, you know, in that game before against Virizion, no Trevenant in that game. If my yellow disc was still there, I would have taken him, and that probably would have been the game. Just a lovely Leaf Blade, and stealth hit is such a threat, because also, like, you know, if you're not a Terrakion, just it's hard to initiate an attack at certain points. I like to put him in the middle of the field. It's hard to attack him when you know if you hit stealth hit, he's going to jump over you, and you're either going to get surrounded on that next turn, or you're going to put your goal in a really threatening position. And you know, I've won plenty of times on when they have both goal points covered, and you hit stealth hit, and then you know, hop over them, and then you start making movements towards the goal which might not be protected. And plenty of times that's happened, and I've just clutched matches by doing that. So Sceptile right now is probably my #1 favourite figure, especially with the, I've got think I've got 3 or 2. I think he's at 31 and 92 on the Leaf Blade. So he is. I just love winning matches that way, and I love just playing the game with him. Just the tactical defense that he is of preventing people from initiating attacks, and he's got that offensive. Yeah, he's my favorite figure. So this is my deck. I think actually, as we looked, my score was actually I was 346th. Oh no, that was then. Yeah, wait. Yeah, 346. It wasn't actually until the next match, which I recorded but didn't finish because I ended up recording by accident. And that was when I made the top 300. Currently, I've just stopped playing because I'm trying to be good and pace myself, and I'm waiting for, so then I've got energy for when the new update comes. We got some daily missions. So I currently I was ranked like 279th, I think, at best, and now I'm at 388. So I'm reliably, definitely, tomorrow is the last day. Don't forget, 4 o'clock UTC, or is it 3 UTC? It's UTC plus 1 now where we're at. Basically, get yourselves into those high rankings, because we're going to get paid out in boosters. 30 boosters. I'm so happy to be back getting 30 boosters. It sucked last time when I got like 10, I think. I don't think I even got 15. I think it was 10. Yeah, so now I'm back. I thought I could push for the 100, but I was like 200 points away. It's a big gap. I thought I can keep grinding at that, or I can do some work on my my vlog. So I kind of spent this weekend doing that. So that's all for this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. So a little bit different, commentating whilst it's been playing. Definitely taking the pressure off me. And let me know what you think of the deck. Do you think it's like? I think it's a great counter to a lot of players. I think it's got the Oxys deck covered as well, with the tropical energy and yellow discs in it. I love it. I've just been winning so easily. Like I said, 13 streak. I went from 6,000 to 300 in the matter of like 2 days, which is pretty awesome. Let me know what you guys are going to be getting in terms of figures, and then we get to do some pulls. The question is, do I pull some figures, or do I wait until? I always wait until the next update. I'm holding off for sure, but 30 tickets means that we're going to be able to buy a figure as well. 2,750, yeah. So that is all for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have, hit the like button and hit subscribe to keep updated to future information. That's all from me. See you soon.